So how do you go up double figures on the road against a very good opponent? You shoot nearly 50% from three. You have 0 turnovers, and you hold the opponent's top scorer to only 5 points. Little Ski, when is the last time we shot 50% from three?
So you actually be surprised. It was sooner than you'd think. It was at Florida State just last week, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, last week.
But we didn't look this good. It wasn't like this, right? And we jump out to a 17, 18-point lead today. And we're not going to hold Wake Forest. They're good. And they've got Dougie's boy. Dougie, what's your guy's name? DeSantos?
Monsanto.
Monsanto. I sound like you, Dougie. He's tough. He kept him in the game himself. Without him,
he's not afraid. He's not afraid.
Right?
Yeah, and we're talking about it.
Sorry, guys. I got my little monster shooting in the background doing his I guess he saw his last night, so he's ready to shoot.
Let him shoot.
Yeah. So T-Dubs, we got a little bit of trouble. We're in a little bit of trouble. We're in a little bit of trouble right now. We've got Reese with 2, Kihei with 2, BVP with 2. That hurts a little bit, right? Of course, we've got the bench is still playing fine. We still got Armand, who's kicking rear, playing incredibly well. I don't know when the last time he was playing this well. Are you a little bit concerned about the second half?
Oh, you're for sure, because Wake is, like you said, they're a great team. They're going to start hitting their shots, and they're going to close the gap a little bit, and that foul trouble is going to be a concern. But Armand is our X factor. We bring it up every game. If he is hot, we're in a good position. And boy, that was his best half he's ever played for UVA. Would you think?
That's got to be one of the best halves anybody's played, close to it. Anybody's ever played for UVA. Now, I know who Dougie's going to bring up, and it won't match that. And we haven't heard Dougie bring that up in a while. I'm a little surprised.
What I've not brought up? Isaac McNeely?
No, B. Stith.
Oh, B. Stith. This is like soft word for B. Stith. He would just get 18 in like the last 3 minutes of a game randomly. So that's another level. Or 19.
Yeah, definitely. But we're talking about what a great performance by.
Armand has shades of Richard Morgan for me today. That's the way Richard would get his points. And you realize I said before, Armand is dunking the ball so easily. I think he definitely had something going on last year because he didn't jump that way last year. And this just goes back to what all the great coaches say: offense wins championships. There's no secret here. And I mean, dude, when we're firing on all cylinders, I looked away and Reese hit a 3. Armand obviously, IMAC hit a couple, and it just looks good. I'll tell you what, BVP, man, the way he's moving the ball, he had the one-handed pass out of the post to get the ball flying around the horn. He had 4 rebounds to start the game, maybe 4 or 5. He's like the sneaky glue guy MVP of the game so far.
So the pregame, I said I'm not so sure how ready McNeely's going to be and how ready Ryan Dunn's going to be. They're not missing a beat.
Not missing a beat. Yeah, RD comes in, he brings that energy. The more I'm watching Isaac, I think there's a lot of talk about point guard offers going out in like 2024. I don't think we have any, and it might be because of Isaac McNeely. We might not need the big time, point guard recruit. We'll see.
Because you're saying Isaac McNeely is going to be so strong at the 2, or you're saying he can move over he can play combo?
He can move. He can play the 1. He can play. I'm convinced at this point. I wasn't earlier in the season. He can play the 1. He's handling it well. He doesn't turn the ball over. Nobody has today, I think. But he looks more and more comfortable and on a big time road game in the ACC. That's impressive.
0 turnovers, but he hasn't really initiated the offense.
A couple times he has. You'll see, he reinitiates it. How about that? He's not bringing it up court. That's true. But you will see him kind of take the command side of a point guard and reinitiate at times.
Spence, are we surprised about the bench play and the minutes distributed to the bench at all? Or is it what you expected?
I'm not too surprised. I think that, TB obviously sees that the small ball is working and the small balls that we're starting with. So I feel like if it's going well, then why not keep it going? So, swapping out Ryan for BVP, maybe a little bit, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm happy with it.
Right, but first up off the bench, Poppy instead of Caden, and then Caden replaces Poppy. T-Dubs, were you surprised at that one?
Yeah, I was. I thought Caden would be in there to try to bounce back, but obviously, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So happy for Poppy to jump in and see how he's. I think what Spence said might be the positive energy Poppy brings. Got to reward that, right? You stay positive, you stay ready, and you get rewarded. Which I can totally see that happening.
And I'll say that move didn't only surprise us; it surprised Pop because he didn't have his jersey on.
Yeah, that was funny.
He took his warm up off, I guess, and there was no jersey. I didn't see it happen, but I saw somebody in LRA posted it, so that even Poppy was surprised. How about that?
David Whitlock said the Georgetown transfer Harris is a point guard, and I hear he's pretty good. So
yeah,
that's my kind of my whole point around it. Though we have the point guard, so we haven't had any big Tahad Pettiford type offers go out.
Tahad Pettiford, Dougie, that's taking us to Jersey.
Hey, right back to Hudson Catholic. February 1st, he's announcing, by the way. So
he's tough. He's good. He's really good. His boy. We're going to see a lot of his boy at UNC, Elliot Cadeau.
Oh, that's right. Well, we're going to see his high school boy on the right team. So that's what I'm excited about. Elijah.
Yeah, I know. Elijah Gertrude coming to UVA. Dougie, when you look at what did you think of the bench play so far? Were you surprised? What did Caden do to get pulled out of the game right away?
I don't know. I saw him make he made a nice hedge and got back in the whole thing. I just think there's something out there. I think other guys are playing better, and that happens, right? I mean, I don't if he doesn't really add tons, and the rest of the bench is playing great. Ryan off the bench, we got a bunch of pieces. Jaden was solid this half. Free throws at the end killed me, but I think you got to come and you got to add something, Mark, at this point, at this height of the competition, so to speak.
T-Dubs, what are we looking for at halftime? What's TB saying to the team at halftime?
I mean, honestly, all game, even when we weren't hitting, we were getting great looks. So I think they're just going to keep going, like keep it up. Yep. I don't think anything drastic is going to change. I don't think there's going to be big adjustments, but we know Wake is going to come out strong and be ready. So I think the guys are going to have to, buckle up. It's still going to be a close game, I think.
Dougie, I love throwing that question to you because you get animated and you always have something exciting to say. What's your take on it? You're Jay Willie. You get to be in that locker room.
Oh, yeah.
How excited you are. What are you saying to the guys at halftime?
I say you forget the first half. It's 0-0 and tighten up the defense because they're going to come. I told you in the beginning, or maybe offline, Wake doesn't play great defense, and we've taken advantage of that. You can't expect to be shooting 50% from three throughout the whole game. You saw Armand cool off a little bit. Find the other things to do. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's harping on defense and continued good rebounding. We've had some of those gang rebounds where you see just blue shirt. What color are we wearing today? Well, blue. You just see us, and you don't see Wake around the ball. So a lot of that is hats off to BVP. I think he's spearheading that emotion and that want to do it on the rebounding side.
And
the other thing I'll say, the thing I love about this team at this point is there's a lot of smiles. You don't see guys moping around. It's just like, or it's they're having fun. They're having fun together collectively, and that's always, to me, when teams go to the next level.
All right, so we popped up a question from the audience.
Yeah.
From Doug? The other Doug. What's the best defensive option against Monsanto?
He's got a better last name than me.
So, but let's remember, Reese came out the game with about 8 minutes left with picking up his second foul.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Monsanto's got off between that maybe about 7, 6, 8, somewhere around there till the end of the first half, with Reese on the bench, with BVP on the bench, right? And T-Dubs, I was just going to ask you, when is the last time someone came back in the game in the first half with 2 fouls?
Right.
Under TB.
I mean, it does not happen very often. He usually sits him. I want to say we've done it with Kihei maybe once or twice, or he's picked up early and rode him a little bit. Maybe Akil. It does. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't happen often. Usually the rule is 2 and you're done.
Yeah.
I remember specifically when Ty would get a foul, and he wouldn't even try to play defense because he was not trying to come out the game in the first half. He would just back up.
Yep.
scored, he'd be like, okay, I'm not trying to come out the first half. By the way, Doug Workman, thank you for the question. Thank you for listening. Great dude. I coached his nephew in New York for several years. I've known him for his brother and his son for years in New York. Dougie's out in the other Doug is out in California, in LA. So
there we go.
Really, a former a Who alum.
Did we answer his question of what we're gonna do about Monsanto?
Well, I think it's Reese don't get in foul trouble.
Yep.
Right.
All right.
Reese almost got it. Reese almost could have had his third, by the way. I think it was a Monsanto that had that drive on him, and Reese was playing Reese defense. That on the road, that can be a quick whistle. That definitely a foul, Carolina. I can guarantee.
And that would have been the last time TB ever somebody in two fouls. But I think it was like, okay, we were up 18 with Reese in the game and with BVP in the game, and now the lead is 9.
Mm-hmm.
I can't let this slip anymore. I can't allow more momentum to Wake Forest. I got to stop this bleeding. I got to go with my guys. And if he gets a foul, I got to be risky. Or I got to either put Kihei or Reese in. And for whatever reason, he went with Reese. Maybe it was having a taller guard.
Yeah, he needs a taller guard. Reese, I don't think Kihei is going to stop what was going on as well as Reese could. So,
yep.
You guys want to adjust your predictions, or are you still good? I was 82-79 for the record. I'm just kidding.
But your first half prediction was 42-32?
42-33, I said. I missed it by a point, I think.
Every time, Dougie. Lewski, what are we looking for in the second half? What do we need to do?
What do we need to do? I think that we need to get more people involved. I think that we can't rely on Armand to be pulling everyone out from under whatever they got going on. I think that Reese needs to stay out of foul trouble, as we talked about earlier. And I don't know. If Armand can stay hot, that would be great, but he definitely needs some supporting cast to step in.
Here's the other thing we need to be careful with, right? We're getting 0 points from the paint. We've got very few points from the paint.
Very few.
Right?
Yeah.
9-3, 27 points. And, we had a couple of dunks, we had a couple of layups, but not many points from the bigs. Right? At some point, that's going to have to start helping. We're going to have to start getting some balance there. I just saw a question, by the way, from Richard74. Did Ty and Spada play AAU ball together? Richard, thanks for asking a question. And this was early on. I actually coached both of them for years when they were young. And Donovan was nowhere near as good as he is now. In fact, Donovan actually shot the ball on the wrong basket to lose the game at one point. Who's laughing now? Who is laughing now?
Right.
So here's a question for you, Mark. What changed for him? Like for him to turn the corner in the NBA, like he wasn't that great. He was good at Lewis. Don't get me wrong, he was incredible, but I did not see him making this big of a leap. What changed in the league? Like what did everyone get wrong about Donovan?
I think the NBA game is so different than the college game. And athletic premium, and he's so ridiculously athletic, insanely athletic. And his dad was major. His dad was like 5'9" and a former baseball player. By the way, the second half just tipped off. UVA with the ball, up 10. I am not changing my prediction at 64-61. Anybody else?
No,
you got to adjust it. You know the 42 points actually that we scored in the first half tied our season high.
That's great.
So, BVP just hit 3.
All right, let's
splash.
Go. Go back to watching it.
The stash splash.
Post game. See you guys there.
Buy a shirt.
Stash splash.
See you guys in the post.
See you at post game.